Hey there folks, it's me Nosy, and I'm back again for another video. Today, it's not a review, it's actually an opinion video really, or should I say, nah, not an opinion video, but a video stressing my absolute joy of a certain film. I bet you can already tell what it is, it's obviously the title page. I'm here to talk a little bit about The Avengers, which has just been released. Before we get into this, I'm not going to do anything that will spoil the film for you. No way. As you already know I do not believe in doing that when the film is literally just released. It's only been out for the last 2 days in the UK. No, 3 days today. This is the 3rd day of release today. But I went to see it early hours. I went to see it last night at 25 to 12, which was the latest showing possible. And my God, I was really. Oh, I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, it's so I went to see it yesterday. So it would have been 2 days, but now it's 3 days since it's released in the UK. I don't believe America have it yet. I think they get it next week. Sorry if I'm mistaken. So if is any of my overseas compadres or friends or whatever are watching this video, maybe you don't want to watch it, but I haven't got any spoilers in this video. There's no spoilers, so you can watch it to your heart's content if you want to. But anyway, yes. My God, that film was a piece of genius. Now, I'm probably going to get all my geek credits completely taken away from me. Completely. According to Tony, I have geek credits that are slowly draining away. The reason why is I know of the Avengers. I know exactly of the key members of the Avengers. But I know nothing of the actual Avengers background in the cartoons, etc., because they did make an Avengers cartoon back in the 80s. They made several new incarnations, or more than several, but loads of different incarnations throughout the years since it was first brought to us in like the 80s or 90s. But when I was a kid, I never really had a massive and didn't really like Marvel stuff. I didn't mind Iron Man. I didn't mind Spider-Man, X-Men. I didn't mind them things. But everything else, like Captain America, Hulk, was a bit like, I don't know. Because when I was a kid, I was more going down the route of more different things, animation-wise. And, I didn't really think about it. But now I'm seriously reconsidering that, and I really need to start getting my geek hat on and start watching some Marvel cartoons, because I really know very little. And but for what I saw, that film was really well directed. There was the right amount of humour, the right amount of action, the brilliant, the casting of the characters is just amazing. The really good thing about this film is that they didn't have to explain any of the individual characters, because they've already had, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and the Hulk. They've all had individual films. Iron Man's had 2 films. Captain America's just had the 1. Thor's just had the 1. And Hulk's had 2 live actions. And they've all had their own individual films, and they've already been their backgrounds already been brought into with them individual films. What I liked about this film, I'm not going to say anything, is that how they knitted it together so you can kind of abbreviate it. Yeah, that's what they're talking about for this film. That's what they're talking about for that. You knew exactly who the main, not the main threat. The main threat was the actual alien race that they're having to fight. But Loki, who is obviously Thor's brother, which everyone should know that. He was the like semi-main character, evil person that they had to fight. But really, it was just, yeah, I mean, the film, really, you already know the characters. The characters have already been named. They've already been there. You know exactly. The only two characters you don't really know much about, which apparently I heard from my good mate Sam, because I went to see it with Sam last night. He actually told me that I think he heard that they're planning on making a film for Black Widow, and also the other guy, Hawkeye. Is it Hawkeye? Sorry if I'm saying it wrong, because I don't know the characters, but I'm pretty sure it's Hawkeye. Apparently they're thinking about making films for them too, like background films, because you don't know anything about them. All you know is that, well, in the cartoons you probably might find out more about it in the cartoons, but a lot of people might not have really checked out the Avengers cartoon. They've only kind of come into the films, because obviously the new generation of cinema goers won't really think about going to the comics or the cartoons. They'll just go to see the film. So these two characters definitely need a bit more of a background, because you know a little bit more of the Black Widow, that she, you know, something that, you know, that she wasn't a very good egg, really, and she did some stupid things, and she got on the SHIELD radar in the wrong way. That's how you know that she was obviously a spy / assassin type kind of person. Including Hawkeye, because he's also an agent. They're both agents, both, you know. But yeah, I don't want to go too much into it, because it is part of the story of the Avengers, and I don't want to go into it too far. But yeah, I mean, the film was really good. The CG definitely was Transformers, because it reminded me, and it reminded Sam, a lot like the end battle of Dark of the Moon, but on a better scale. I'm not going to say that, I mean, Dark of the Moon is nothing compared to the Avengers in the way that, Dark of the Moon was a good film. It was a film that you would like, wow, but there was a lot of like, oh, that's just a waste. But this film, there was literally I couldn't see any flaws in this film whatsoever. And I'm the type of person that I'm always looking out. Well, I don't deliberately look out for mistakes. I'm the type of person that goes to watch a film to try and enjoy it. I'm not a type of person like a critic, for instance, that watch every single little bit of a film, watch the acting, watch the CG, watch the story, this, that, and the other. I don't do that. I leave reality at home, like they say you do, and I watch the film. Leave reality at home, watch the film, enjoy it. That's what I go to cinema for. That's what I do. I try to enjoy a film. But sadly, some films kind of like scream at you, this doesn't work. And you can feel it. Everybody, you know, that's why you get major flops when it comes to films. And you can tell things that worked, things that didn't work, the acting not very good. It just screams at you, and you're not even really paying much attention to that, but it still screams at you. This film, I mean, yeah, the acting was, for a film of this caliber, pretty good. What I mean is that, you know, like, say if like it was a film about a murder investigation, whatever, that kind of thing, the acting would have to be a lot more serious. You would have to feel the emotion, have to feel the desperation of trying to find the culprit, this, that, and the other. But say if it's Marvel, the superheroes, they're just average, normal people, but they have different abilities to everybody else. So technically mutants or freaks, whatever they're usually known as, which is very nice. So yeah, they have different abilities, like Hulk, obviously, Rage, Green Man, you know, this and the other. But so yeah, the acting doesn't have to be so serious, but I mean, there has to be parts in the story where the acting has to be fairly good, where you can kind of feel the character. But yeah, I mean, the funny parts in the film were brilliant, really well executed. The comedy didn't completely destroy the film. It was just in certain parts, and it went in well. the thing is, it was such a good atmosphere when I went to see it. I went to see it last night, like I mentioned earlier in the video. I went to see it at View, and I very rarely go to View. I go to Odeon because it's far more accessible for me. But this time I thought, well, we was meant to be going with Tony Russell, but sadly Tony couldn't make it because of money and all that kind of thing. So yeah, he couldn't make it. So he said he was going another night. So yeah, I thought, you know, might as well still go. Went, and we was expecting probably not that many people at that time, because obviously it's been all the way through the day. It's Friday and no one's at work the Saturday, and I was expecting that a lot of people would have gone to have seen like the 8 o'clock showing or a bit earlier, because even though people are working, a lot of people finish work about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening. So I'd have thought the majority of people would have actually seen it fair much earlier. Went up. My God, was we wrong? We was really wrong. The cinema guy, right? I've never seen it. It felt like was in America, because we were given the experience. There was a massive crowd of people for the last showing, and it's like, well, why are you coming on a Friday night? All these people, when you know it's going to be out for ages, yeah. But yeah, you know, what am I talking about? Because I wanted to see it when it just come out as well. But anyway, but I was really surprised with how many people turned out for the last showing of the day. It was just amazing. It was 11:35 showing. There was a 3D version. We went to see the 2D version, the normal version. I can't stand 3D anymore. It's a novelty that has really washed away with me, because whenever I've gone to see 3D films, there's only been certain little scenes that have worked and nothing else. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe the 3D did work for Avengers. If anybody's seen it in 3D, let me know what you thought. But I really don't think it would have done much difference. The film in general worked brilliantly in 2D, as probably as it did in 3D. They both worked as good as each other. It wasn't an IMAX screen we went to see it in. It was a normal screen, but they do have IMAX screens in there. But it wasn't an IMAX screen, so it wasn't filmed in IMAX. But it still was really good. The sound quality, the experience in general. I've never had such a great experience seeing a film in a long time. All the comedy moments in the film was really caught very well with the audience that I was with. Everybody that was watching the film, everybody was captivated by it. Everything that the Hulk did, all the funny things that the Hulk did, and the awesomeness of the Hulk, you know, everybody just screamed at the screen. It was like, I've never known this before. Even like I said, even the ticket guy, one of the staff members, he was a really nice guy, and he came and he said, "This is the most anticipated film of the year. I've never seen such an awesome film for a long time. This is this guy." I know this is probably just been customer service and this and the other, but he said, right, that this is the best film he's seen for a long time. It's the most awesome film ever. He mentioned about that he got 2 minutes of credits and then there's an end bit of the film, and said that kind of like is going to be the next story within the next so many years, bringing in a new character and this and the other. So yeah, it's really, really, really interesting, and it was just amazing. He said that we've never been this busy for a long time. The last time, which I actually applauded this, to be honest, because I'm on the same wavelength as him. He actually said the last time we actually had this many people in to see a film was when Twilight was out. And everybody, and he just, when he said that, he went, when Twilight was out, and he just went, ugh. And then everyone else just started to just laugh at him, and I just applauded, because I can't stand Twilight, I can't stand any of the books, I can't stand anything, it's just shit. So yeah, I had to applaud that, because everybody should know now, Sam is known as Team Edward. He stupidly, openly said the correct age of Edward out of Twilight. I had no idea because I don't take any notice of it, but he knew exactly because he has like photographic, what do you want to call it, photographic memory, whatever you want to call it. He remembers everything he's read and watched. So yeah, he literally, well, it'll be brought up at Art Assembly in August because Tony's not letting it up. Jared definitely isn't. A lot of people aren't. So I think Sam's gonna have a hard time this year. But yeah, it was just a fantastic film. I recommend people to go and see it. If you're not a massive fan of like that kind of film, then fine, maybe it's not for you. But I just say go and see it because it's a film that it's just literally all out action throughout the film. It's literally non-stop awesomeness. It's literally just like it starts off. I felt it started off a little slow, but it worked because obviously you needed to get the story to understand what the hell's going on. And then obviously individually all the members are all kind of brought in, and then this, that, and the other, and then the film kind of starts, and then the end was just brilliant. I just couldn't fault it whatsoever. It was just amazing. But yeah, I mean, without saying anything spoiler-wise, it's just probably is the best film of the year so far because there is meant to be pretty good films coming out this year, like The Hobbit, Ice Age 4, Men in Black 3. Quite a few films that have got a lot of people's hopes up. So yeah, there's quite a lot of films coming out this year that might rival it, but at the moment, I haven't seen a film better than that for a long time. So if you're interested and you're thinking of seeing it, I'd definitely say see it because it is a seer. It's not a skipper, it's a seer. So yeah, so thank you very much, people. I'll be back very soon, and thank you for watching. Cheers.